The draft for 2025 is tomorrow, but rather than talking about the draft like most everybody should be, there's a conversation that's being had by Lions fans and Lions media personalities that just simply is absolutely infuriating. We're going to talk about it, so stay tuned.
What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? It's grit. It's what we started with last year, guys. It doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Can definitely compete with the big dogs.
10-5 end zone touchdown Detroit Lions.
You guys are unbelievable, man. I'm telling you.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, Detroit Lions friends, fans, and family members. Welcome on back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike. And as always, we're diving on in. So, folks, we obviously know the draft is tomorrow. We obviously know that it's a big time for virtually any NFL fan. Question I know for some people is going to be whether or not they're going to watch Game 3 of the Pistons and the Knicks, or if they're going to watch the draft. You do with that what you will. But I know I'll be watching the draft. However, though, while the draft is getting set to start tomorrow, and that's where the conversation should be focused on, and that should be explicitly all it's focused on, there is an issue now within the Lions fandom where there is this pathetic rumor that has been burning up the entire airwaves for, Lions fans and everything else about the potential of a player getting traded either just before the draft is getting set to start or during the draft. Obviously, if y'all have been paying attention to the news, you know that the player I'm referring to is Jameson Williams. I'm sorry, but I can't understand why this is what people are focusing on talking about. I can't understand why people are so concerned about this laughable rumor and they're getting all riled up about it. Because I'm going to be honest, the fact that the fan base has gotten to a point where there are people that are getting this riled up over it is both kind of surprising to me, but at the same time, it's very angering for me. Because let's think about this just for half a damn second. Turn the emotions off, turn on logic. Think about every freaking rumor that has been talked about for the Lions ever since Holmes and Campbell have gotten here. I would say this, damn near almost all of those rumors have probably proven to be completely 100% false. I can't tell you how many rumors that there have been floated out that, the Lions are looking to trade for this player, the Lions are looking to sign this player, the Lions are looking to draft this player, blah, 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 blah. Almost every single time, these rumors wind up being nothing more than just horse hockey. It's malarkey. And much of this is because that the media personalities, they take these small little tidbits of information or an occurrence that may or may not happen, and they somehow supposedly call it reporting. And they state that somehow this means the Lions are going to do something. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean anything like that at all. It could just be an occurrence. It could be a coincidence. It doesn't mean the Lions are doing anything of the sort. But what's even worse than that is when you have people who report stuff and there's absolutely nothing to back it up. It's nothing more than their thoughts, their opinions, and they're trying to make it be like 100% gospel truth. Like, this actually happened. There's a news article somewhere that supports it. All they're doing at that point is they're making something up to generate viewership and clicks. This type of reporting is fake. And it absolutely infuriates me. And in this case, this type of reporting is very much what the Lions have had to deal with, as well as the faithful fans when it comes to these idiotic rumors that the Lions might be looking to trade Jameson Williams. Let's just address this for what it truly is. I can think of at least 4 reasons off the top of my head why the Lions are not going to trade JMO. Here's the first reason. Reason number 1, To do so would fly directly in the face of everything that Holmes and Campbell have done to build this team. Go back 4 years to when this whole thing got started. Over those 4 years of building the team, I cannot recall a single time that the Lions have traded away a single player that was a draft pick that they selected themselves. Oh, sure, they've let people go. They've decided not to re-sign them, and then, they went somewhere else. But think about this. The Lions have not actively traded anyone that they have selected, and there's a reason why they've not done that. Because it would completely defy, it would completely, convolute the entire message, the entire culture, the entire brand that they've stood for and built. Think about what they've said constantly, over and over again, whether it's Holmes, whether it's Campbell. They have identified what is known as core players. And when you think about those guys that are identified as those core players, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I recall that J-Mo was one of those players they identified, along with Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown, Sewell, Hutch, McNeil, Kirby, Brian Branch, Laporta. These are all guys that they have mentioned numerous times over as core pieces of the team. They're not going to trade a core piece away just because some people want to start some rumors based off of a stupid Instagram post. Because if we were to take seriously everything that's ever been posted on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or whatever else, the sports world would look completely different than what it is. So that's number one. Number two, think about all of the time, effort, and energy that the Lions have invested into Jameson Williams. They've intensely invested in him. They're not going to trade away a player that they've actually stood beside, they have supported, and they have invested as much as they have into him over the last 3 years to now all of a sudden trade him away because some people think it's a good idea because, he's considered a headache, he's not considered this, that, or the other thing. Or for some people, it's like, oh man, we just can't afford him and afford everybody else. We got to cut him. We got to get rid of him. We can't afford him. Wait a minute here. Back up. So you're trying to tell me that the Lions, who have never once shied away from paying players that they have felt have earned a contract extension that's within a reasonable amount, you're trying to tell me that the Lions all of a sudden are not going to pay one of the most explosive wide receivers just because, it might get a little sticky. Oh, and plus on top of that, again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm not. Did or did not Jameson Williams just have a pretty damn good year? And did or did not Brad Holmes say that the Lions were likely going to pick up his fifth-year option? So, if you put all that into context, why then, in the name of God, would they all of a sudden reverse course, do a complete, 180, and say, hey, you know what? We're not going to do that now. We're looking to trade him. Seriously, who thinks this stuff up? Freaking, I feel like I must be in a Dr. Seuss book somewhere, because that's about the equivalence of intelligence sometimes I think these rumors come with. That's reason number two. Reason number three. This one's probably the most evident one. But if you were to get rid of Jameson Williams, it would damage the Lions' offense. Removing J-Mo from this offense would have a terrible domino effect for the team. Because, again, let's think about this here. When we drafted Jameson Williams, the whole point and purpose of drafting him was to get a guy who could stretch the field and could be an explosive factor at the wide receiver position. That's exactly what J-Mo has shown he can be. And J-Mo possesses talent that whenever he is on the field, opposing defenses have to respect it, and they have to take account of him at all times. By trading that away, it would leave two massive problems in its wake for the Lions. The first one that it would make a big issue with is that now all that attention that defenses would have had to have on Jameson Williams would now have to get redirected to other players such as Gibbs, St. Brown, Laporta, whatever have you. Think about this, folks. When defenses have to account for more pieces and more players on the field, it stretches them out further. It makes them more vulnerable to be taken apart. So why in the name of God would freaking Brad Holmes, who knows this, all of a sudden get rid of an X factor that makes defenses absolutely, for lack of a better words, they're crapping their pants? Why would he want to get rid of that? And then second of all, the other thing that by getting rid of Jamison Williams, by trading him, would also cause is that, I'm sorry, I get it. The draft's coming up tomorrow, and some people are saying, oh, the Lions could trade him away and then draft his replacement right away. Okay, smart Alex. Name somebody in the draft that has the type of speed, the type of explosive talent, and also on top of that, the last 3 years of experience in this freaking system that could be as good as what Jamo is right now. I would love to hear that thought process because, I'm sorry, there's nobody in the draft right now that has those things. Nobody. If you were to think that, oh, we could just find somebody else and plug them in, you're nuts. Even if it's a wide receiver, they don't have the chemistry that they've built up with Goff. They don't understand the offense yet. Plus, on top of that, let's understand something here. The type of talent that Jamo possesses just from a pure physicality perspective is damn off the charts. Trying to find another player like that is hard. And think about it. When did the Lions draft Jamison Williams again? Oh, that's right. They drafted him in the first round. There's a reason why they did that. And again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the supposed thought process is that the Lions are going to use their first round draft pick to draft an edge rusher. So where exactly are you planning to get another first round talent wide receiver at? Oh, you think you're going to draft a first round wide receiver and then a second round edge rusher? Good luck with Lions fans buying into that thought process. Just saying. And then, let's think about this last portion here. By getting rid of Jamo, by trading him away either before the draft or during the draft, whatever the case might be, it's going to limit what you can do to a certain extent with that offense. And think about it. This is the first year that Morton and Goff are being paired together. Why in the name of God would you now want to trade away your number 2 wide receiver when you've got an offensive coordinator that's got all these pieces and now you want to potentially shortchange him? Why would you want to get rid of a receiver that just gave you 1,000 yards last year receiving, was a pretty damn good weapon for Goff, only to now go into the season one less weapon, and now you've got to figure out, how are we going to replace this? Yeah. Just absolutely stupid. There's no way the Lions are going to limit the effectiveness of their offense and take away a prolific weapon from both their quarterback and offensive coordinator. That's just dumb. And then, the final reason why the Lions are not going to trade away Jamison Williams. I kind of already hinted at it a little bit in reason 1, but this one I'm really going to the heart of it. If they were to trade away Jamison Williams, it would tarnish the Lions' reputation. Think about it, folks. Whenever we've talked about the Lions over the last couple of years, we've always talked about them in a positive light because that's what players view them as. They look at the Lions and say, hey, this is a team in a front office. They pay players that play well and they give them good money. Hey, they stay loyal to their players. They're not just going to drop a player at the top. They're not going to get rid of a player at the drop of a hat just because, we think somebody else is better. Or you know what? We just don't like you right now. Players remember that crap. Players have long memories, and they will stick with teams and go with teams that have established themselves as trustworthy based upon how they've treated other players. You all of a sudden now start trading away top-end talent that you yourself drafted just because, we don't want to pay him or we think he's a headache when clearly he's not done anything near to the same breadth or severity as some of these other yahoos around the NFL. You want to try and convince potential Lions players in the offseason that now all of a sudden, hey, you should still come to us even though, that's right, we traded away a player when there was nothing wrong with him. And that's because, again, this is all based off of supposed rumors, of which there is no fact and there's nothing other than an Instagram post to suggest that maybe the Lions might be looking to trade him. When, by the same token, I've also seen reports from other people that have said the Lions are not looking to trade him. So you've got reports that are coming from both sides of the aisle, which tells me this: nobody knows what the hell's going on, which means chances are nothing's going to happen. But here's the part about this whole situation that I find funny, is that this is the same player in Jameson Williams where a massive amount of Lions fans wanted to crucify this young man because of all of the supposed antics he was doing. Now we've got another group, the same group, mind you, of massive Lions fans that is now getting all worked up and animated because we might potentially trade him. Just gonna say this. Do you realize how damn hypocritical that sounds? One minute you want to freaking tear the young man down, but then when you find out he potentially could be getting traded, now you want to rise up in arms and riot. Yeah, that right there is a little bit revealing, because it's like, so you're gonna tell me that you're only on his bandwagon when it supports what you want, or you're only on his bandwagon when it's convenient for you? Just saying, folks. I think there's a reason why we're having this conversation, and it has nothing to do with the whole concept of a draft rumor. In fact, let's think about this. It might have something to do with the fact of, the Lions are wanting to put a fifth-year option on J-Mo. Some players don't like that. It's just kind of like the franchise tag. Hey, you know what? He's entitled to have that opinion. Or maybe there was a fan that said something, a Lions fan, that absolutely, maybe pissed him off, and now he's like, now I'm having an issue because loyalty's what matters above all else. Nobody knows exactly why J-Mo did what he did. But just to assume that it means, the Lions are going to trade him, that's jumping to such the furthest extent possible, and it's not even remotely probably close to what the reality is. That's why I'm saying, don't buy into this crap. This is not at all what Brad Holmes does. And after 4 years of seeing how he's operated, I think a lot of people would have learned that by now. Just saying. But anyway, I've said my piece. I'm going to end this episode by saying thank you all for watching another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, highly encourage y'all to watch the next episode. Also encourage y'all to do one of these three things: like, comment, and subscribe. If by chance you subscribed in the past, you forgot to do so at the time, I want to highly encourage y'all, please make sure you hit that bell notification icon so you guys never miss any more content I push out. Also want to encourage y'all, please make sure you share the content. I hope you all enjoyed the content. Hope I was able to give you all something that either you like to hear, something that you were trying to have expressed, or maybe I just gave you a different viewpoint. Whatever the case is, I hope that you were able to get something out of it, whether it's the first time you've watched me or you guys have been watching me forever and a day. Hope you all have something in your life that makes you happy, makes you smile. God bless, my friends. And until the next time we meet, I'll see you all in the next episode.